welcome back to the channel. So today it's the 2025, yes, 2025 Z4 M40i in Frozen Gray 2 Metallic, which I believe is the same as Frozen Pure Gray. So this is the Handschalter package, in which a manual transmission. So if you wanted to get one of these things, time is running out for you. So if you want one new, I believe production is going to end sometime either towards the end of the first quarter of next year, 2026, or towards the middle of 2026. I think it's BD is still making a decision on whether or not to continue production for a slight more than usual. So begin up front with our headlights. So a single headlight in each of the units here. And then you got daytime lights underlining one of the headlights and then where the other one would potentially be. There's also a corner light there in the corner. The grille is blacked out, part of the Handschalter package, or I think it's what it calls the Edition package in BMW North America speak. So honeycomb, blacked out. So there's an available parking assistance package on this car. It doesn't have any cameras. All right, so moving over to the side, style 799M in black with the red M Sport calipers. And Michelin Pilot Super Sports, just because of the timing of this car when it first began development, there was still the time of the Michelin Pilot Super Sport rather than the 4S. All right, so this car was at one of our sister dealerships, Valencia BMW in Southern California. And being in 2025, it might have sat in the lot for a little bit of time, not sure how long though. Make our way to the back here. We've got the very slim taillights. Then Z4 and M40i badging in black and outlined in silver. Down below, a dual exhaust. Here's that rear 3/4 view. We're going to make our way inside, go over pricing and options. So obviously you can tell it's going to be on the expensive side with the Handschalter package as well as the frozen paint. Let's open it with the black Vernasca leather. It does have some contrasting stitching, which goes, I guess, with the frozen paint. So door card, probably synthetic up here. Some contrasting stitching in gray. Then some Vernasca leather here. And more of it down here on the armrest. And then scratchy black plastic down here. And your standard seats on the Z4. Now, black and gray, unless you're a Raiders fan, I know it really works really well. I think, again, this is just my opinion here, the Magma red seats would go really well against skyscraper gray, or, in this case, frozen pure gray. But otherwise, the seat is really well bolstered and comfortable. There are adjustments for side bolster down here and lumbar support, so unusual placement for a BMW in terms of those controls. And a manually powered chrome catcher here. Then M40i badging here on the door sill. All right, so in front of me, your legacy steering wheel. It's an M Sport steering wheel. M badging, no M stitching on the M Performance model here. Controls over here for cruise control. Obviously no shift paddles because manual transmission. In front of me, iDrive 7 live cockpit. And you see Z4 M40i badging up there. Then head-up display. The rest of the legacy iDrive 7 central information display. Upper portions dashboard looks like synthetic and feels like synthetic material with some contrasting stitching. And then the old school buttons for climate control and presets. All right, moving to the center console area, obviously the star of the show here is the 6-speed manual transmission. At the start side button and your iDrive controller knob. I'm not sure about the trim. It might be aluminum or aluminium. All right, starting price, the 2025 Z4 M40i, $67,000. Frozen gray metallic adds another $29.50. Leather is included. Driving assistance package for $700. The Edition, which is the Handschalter package, is $3,500. Then Shell package for another $5,500. And Premium package for another $12.50. All right, and then everything else you see here is included in the price of the vehicle. So I get down to the Harman Kardon sound system for $875. All told, MSRP this particular example, bang, right on those $78,000. There's your MPG estimates there. All right, so let's get the top down. And to do that, see this button up here, press it down, it begins the process. And it is super quick. And movement complete. All right, so obviously there's no rear seats in the back, but you do have a cargo net here. There's a pass-through here as well. You got your built-in wind deflector. Then buttresses here, Z4 emblem on there. All right, so move to the back. There's no kick to open. There's also no powered tailgate. But here is the cargo area. It's a pretty decent size given that it is a roadster. All right, close this up. And we're going to make our way to the front and pop the hood as we take in more of the frozen gray paint here and the top down on the roadster. So this is probably it. Well, obviously this is a 25, but 26 is going to be it for roadsters. I think that's going to be the end of the line for any BMW roadster. All right, so underneath here is the B58 inline-six 3-liter turbo engine. For the Z4, it's 382 horsepower and 369 torques. No mild hybrid setup either. But that is it for another look at the Handschalter package Z4. See you at the next video.